But there is a little bit difference between Rīga Conference on security and let's imagine a very dark street in the night, you alone, or maybe with your wife or with your kids, walking around, and you're confronted with gangsters, bandits, thugs, who are demonstrating very clearly their intentions and their desires concerning your property, your kids, your wife, yourself. So what would be your behavior in that regard? Dialogue, some kind of consulting with the criminal code, some kind of recommendation to read Bible, particular chapter, or recommendations not to cross the red line, because in 18 months' time there will be sanctions to the remote relatives of the gangsters. Right? No. It's a very particular situation. So that is why the only way, if you would follow this particular advice that you are giving, seems to me your fate or fate of your close one would be not very good. So that is the only
Andrey,
way.
I will try only walking down dark alleys when I have you with me.
Right. Okay. So my recommendation would be actually many people who happen to be unfortunately in such a similar situation is just to fight, to resist, to cry, to use all possible instruments and methods. Certainly call for some kind of neighbors, for police, whatever police will be, whatever, to do everything possible to attract attention and to resist. It's exactly what is called, there is no military solution, because fighting and resistance, it's a military solution to this particular crisis. So that is why it's not our choice. It's not we like fighting. It's not that we some kind of like to some kind of to hit the gangsters. But in some particular circumstances, there is no other solution to this problem. And we need to recognize that. Because without recognition, because probably in the United States or in some particular neighborhood, some people did not meet such, did not happen to be in such situation. In some part of the world, we do have, and some people are being grown up. And some people use the same approach not only in the neighborhood, but also in international relations. I think you should let him do that,
because I still have a lot of people here on the list.
No,
I think he should get a right of response, and then the audience should also get a right of response. I mean, you've made your point very, very forcefully.
Excuse me?
I think you've made your point extremely forcefully. I know
As
you should give that a
for
chance.
Novorossiya and Transnistria, I think Boris and I have explained very clearly. Certainly, from the purely some kind of abstract point of view, it's possible to, okay, Donbass, okay, Donetsk, Lugansk, okay, we can cut off, we will be better off. We did it, experience already many times. Many people thought, okay, let's give Abkhazia and South Ossetia, and there will be no problem for Georgia. Did it work? No. Whether we'll give Crimea and everything will be finished? No. Appetite is growing with each feed, with each meal. Now is Eastern Ukraine, and it will continue. So that is why we learned it in the 1930s with two aggressors in Europe. We know the sooner the world will stop aggressor, the better will be for the world. There is no other solution.